Hey, what up, friend?
Collecting Pokemon cards is a lot of fun. It's something that I have enjoyed doing for years. I actually built, my business off of collecting Pokemon cards because I enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed playing the TCG. I enjoyed looking at the story of the cards. I enjoyed just trying to understand what's going on in the artwork. There's so much cool things about collecting Pokemon cards, but right now it's tough. And you can see that. You can see that just talking to people in conversations, looking at pictures, looking at posts, looking at anything out there. Like, it's very difficult right now to collect Pokemon cards, but it is still something very enjoyable to do. It's just not as easy as it used to be. So in today's video,
Hmm.
we're gonna go over like the biggest hack. Like, this is my biggest fun thing to talk about. What I really love discussing when it comes to making YouTube videos is this hack. It's really just a way that you can get the most out of your Pokemon card collection and utilize that to help growing. So when you are out there and you're shopping around for Pokemon cards, and it's frustrating right now to see the price points that things are at, it can be difficult. And you see even single cards. We're not even just talking about sealed, but single cards constantly climbing and climbing and climbing. And it seems like one day that chase that you really wanted seems out of range. It just seems like I'm not going to get to that point. And you see all of these vendor POVs and people going out there spending thousands of dollars on Pokemon cards, and that just doesn't seem realistic to a lot of people. So utilizing this hack is a big way to help grow your Pokemon card collection without having to spend a ton of extra money, without having to go and dig deeper into your pockets and then going further into debt to enjoy the hobby, I guess, that, we all love so much. So before we jump into things too far, I do want to remind everybody, and maybe you're new to the channel, every new set release we give away an entire master set of the newest set. And this is the one for Mega Evolution that we're going to give away. It's completely empty right now, but it will be filled hopefully next week. Next week I'm going to Card Party, and my main goal is to fill up this master set with every common, uncommon, reverse holo, every illustration rare, special illustration rare, double rare, ultra rare, mega hyper rare, everything in this set. I'm going to fill it and then give it away to one lucky subscriber. It's tough out there, and this is the least we can do. I know master sets are a lot of fun to give away because it seems out of reach for a lot of people. So this is like also like my favorite giveaway to do. So if you want to win this when it's filled, all you have to do is just make sure you're subscribed to the channel. So scroll down, hit that subscribe button, and then you want to leave a like and a comment on a specific video that we just posted on Friday. I'll put the thumbnail image up here, but I'll also link it in the description. All you got to do is just make sure you leave a like and a comment on that video. So subscribe, like, and comment. Boom, you are entered. We're going to announce the winner in just under 3 weeks and on Friday. It's like October 17th, Friday, October 17th. We'll announce the winner at the beginning of the video. So good luck. All right, so quick story time, because I want to paint the picture for everybody. When I first started getting back into Pokemon, I really wanted to play competitively. I wanted to go to, at the time, they were called state events. I wanted to go to local states, and I just wanted to play in Pokemon tournaments, earn championship points, maybe qualify for Worlds, but ultimately just have fun, enjoy the community, and really get involved in the Pokemon TCG. I'd been involved in it for a very long time, on and off. I had to sell off my collection multiple times to pay for real life expenses, adulthood, things like that. But I always told myself every time I sold off my collection that once things get easier, once things get better for me personally, I can come back in. Pokemon will always be there. I can come back to it. And that's basically what I did. That's just how I looked at it. As difficult as it was to part with my collection, I knew that one day things would get better, and I would work hard to get that back to the place that I wanted to be. So when I got back into Pokemon in like 2014 or so, it was during the black and white era, and I really started getting involved in playing the game competitively. And I would buy a lot of lots on eBay. I would look around on Facebook at the time to do a lot of buying and buy a lot of lots, and then I would piece out those lots. So that way I could grow my Pokemon card collection, because there was a lot of cards that you needed, and they didn't print cards back then the way they do now, where they threw a lot of good stuff in starter decks. Back then it was just bulk in starter decks. But I remember buying bulk lots on eBay and on Facebook, and I would sort through them, and I would find cards like Bicycle and Burbank City Gym and N and Fairy Garden and all these cards that would go a long way for building decks, and I would pull them out, and then I would resell the bulk. I would package up the bulk, and I would sell it in lots on eBay, on Amazon, wherever. I would just sit down and I would package up, make piles on my living room floor of 50 card lots or 100 card lots that I would throw in, you know, a bulk ultra rare or maybe a chase ultra rare every once in a while, and I would make like, I don't know, like a quarter or 50 cents per lot, and I would do that hundreds of times a day. So at the time, like I was spending a decent amount of money on bulk. At least it felt like a decent money, and the bulk game was completely different back then, but it helped sustain my competitive play. It helped me get the opportunity to build decks that I needed to build. And back then, when you had releases like, I mean, at the time, like Landorus EX had shot up in price, and eventually Shaman would come out, and Shaman was an expensive card, and then Tapu Lele GX would be an expensive card. This was how I offset a lot of expenses for building decks. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to like build a tier 1 deck or travel. Like if I wanted to build Primal Groudon back in the day and I needed to buy a bunch of tropical beaches, like obviously you're not going to, making a quarter every single lot that you sell isn't going to do it. But it helped. It helped bring that cost down a lot. And as I started getting more involved and got a little bit older, and then eventually realized that traveling all the time to play Pokemon competitively wasn't going to be realistic because I wasn't going to be able to get off from my full-time job and work and things like that, I decided, okay, well, I want to help other people be able to do what I did, what I've been able to do. I want to help other people, and I want to start my own store. I was worried that if I got out of Pokemon, if I sold off my collection, or if I just started only collecting, because of the lack of people in the hobby around me, I would lose interest. And I didn't want to lose interest because Pokemon was such a big part of my life. It was something that was so important to me. So at the time I decided, well, what if I just start my own store and I try and figure out a way to provide competitive cards to players and my friends at decent rates, at decent prices. So that's what I did. I worked hard selling bulk lots and things like that, so that way I could sell things a little bit below market, or even when new releases came out, offering booster boxes where there was no margin at $85, $86, because that was basically wholesale cost once you factored in shipping at the time before they raised the MSRP. And that's really how booster boxes and Elite Trainer boxes used to sell. People didn't even really buy Elite Trainer boxes back in the day. They only bought singles, or they would buy booster boxes. They weren't ripping packs to try and pull cards for their competitive decks. It was just a completely different market. But I wanted to be able to help, and I wanted to be able to stay involved in Pokemon. I still wanted to be able to go to some events and maybe look at vending, or maybe look at setting up a booth and selling, so that way I could keep that interaction going and stay involved in the community. And I would continue bulk. And bulk was such a big deal for my business and for me personally, because I would be sifting through bulk left and right, and any card that I could find that would be worth a quarter, 50 cents, like I would pull out of that bulk. And it got to the point where at one point in time, I was taking in over 1 million bulk cards on a monthly basis, hand sorting through them, eventually like teaming up with my business partner, and we would hand sort through all of these bulk cards, and we would sell the ones that had a little bit of value to them on TCG Player, and then we would bulk lot out all the other ones. Once we got bigger, we stopped even doing things like Amazon, and we focused a lot more on just reselling to bigger storefronts, online stores, or marketing companies who would then utilize those for mystery packs. Like, it was just a big thing that we had to do in order to grow the brand and grow the business and be able to help the competitive field. Like, that was kind of the main goal. But then as I started understanding things better and I started talking on YouTube, I wanted to be able to communicate that ideology to other people, so that way they knew what they could do. And I don't expect anybody to go out and buy millions of bulk cards a month, sift through them, and sell off their extras. But the pertinence of this long-winded story time is to kind of tell you what you can do with the bulk that you already have, or maybe bulk that you see going around at a show. If you go around at a Pokemon card event and you see somebody who's got a bunch of bulk boxes sitting out, or maybe you go to a local game store and they've got bulk boxes that are sitting out, every Pokemon card has value attached to it, and it's really utilizing that value, especially the Pokemon cards that you already have, to get the most out of it. Now, there's a lot of cards that are worth nothing, that are worth, you know, a penny. And it's fine to give that away. I think giving away cards is very important. Giving them away for trick or treat, or giving them away to a local hospital, or a family who's struggling to get any. I think that's a great idea and a good way to help grow the community. But I think it's important to pull those cards out. That's why when we were still taking bulk, I would make videos going over what you should remove before you even sent it to us. Because I think it's important to get the most out of your collection. So in today's video, we're going to go over some stuff, and then I'm going to kind of tell you how you can go through your own collection and kind of get rid of stuff that you probably don't need. Maybe things that you have that are just lying around in your boxes that you're like, oh, I didn't realize this had a few dollars value to it. I really want to get the Mega Venusaur from Mega Evolution. That's only a few dollar card. So moving off some of the stuff that you have to help bring down the prices, that's a really, really big deal. Understanding the Pokemon TCG and how it's played competitively is super important. Obviously, I spend a lot of time talking about the market and looking at cards from a collectible standpoint, but I also spend a lot of time, and even maybe more time, studying the game competitively. I know how to play the game. I think I'm okay at it, and I talk a lot to my friends who do play competitively at high levels because I do think it's super important. You look at events, event results, and you study what does well in decks, and I think it's important to make sure that those cards are circulating around, not only to help increase your collection budget, but it helps decrease the cost of those cards competitively, because the more cards that hit the market, the more Night Stretchers that hit the secondary market, the more, you name it, Hildas that hit the secondary market, the more it brings that cost down, making it easier for competitive Pokemon players to build their deck. So it helps you and it helps them, and I think that's really important. One thing Pokemon has done a really good job of printing more of are these battle decks that actually have decent cards in them. So if you are somebody who's looking at learning the game, starting off with a deck like this is going to be super important because they're going to give you a lot of cards. Going to TCG Player, going to Limitless, and looking at past tournament results will give you a good understanding of what's doing well in the Pokemon TCG, but then utilizing all the search filters that TCG Player has to offer. So looking through the best-selling Pokemon cards and narrowing it down by filters where you're only looking at commons and uncommons, and maybe you're narrowing it down even further by looking at the items that are selling well and the energy cards that are selling well and the stadiums and the supporters and the tools, and just changing your filters and seeing, okay, well, what's moving on a weekly basis? Because sometimes when you look at the quantities that are selling, yeah, that Umbreon EX from Prismatic Evolution may be a big card, but it's only selling a couple of copies on a daily basis on TCG Player, where you look at a card like Night Stretcher, which is super viable right now in competitive play, it's usually selling hundreds of copies. So yeah, it's a lot more available, but when you talk about margins and you talk about businesses staying afloat, it's a lot easier and a lot better to sell hundreds of copies of Night Stretcher than it is to buy and then sell one copy of that Umbreon EX. That's where things differ a lot from somebody who is investing in Pokemon cards and a business who's actually trying to just hit margins while still selling at MSRP. So this Mega Battle Deck featuring Mega Gengar EX, and you've got the illustration rare Haunter. This comes out, I think it's October 24th. So we've still got a few weeks before the release of it. But it's very important to note what's coming out because there are some big cards in here, and you can't really see too well based on this screenshot. But Lily's Determination, which is a very big card in competitive play as far as consistency goes and comes out right now in Mega Evolution, is going to be in this deck, and there's 4 of them in there. So right now, Lily obviously has dropped a lot in price, but it's still selling for over $1 right now. So selling off your copies of Lily or trading off your extra copies of it, like, I would still recommend learning to play the competitive game, but if you're somebody who just likes to rip and you're somebody who just likes to collect, moving off of those cards rather than just putting them in your bulk boxes is kind of a big deal right now because there's going to be a lot more that are coming. There's also more Arvins that are going to be in this list. We're not talking about Arvins in this video, but those are still selling for a few dollars a piece. So moving off of them now is kind of a big deal because there's going to be a lot more that become available in this battle deck. A card like Night Stretcher, which is super important, hasn't had a ton of print runs, is going to be printed in this deck. It got in the Dragapult battle deck, it was in there, and price dropped a little bit before starting to come back up, and then Night Stretcher was really not in any sort of like pre-release kit or anything like that. So now all of a sudden we get a couple extras that are included in this battle deck that's going to bring that price down even more. Look what happened with Buddy Buddy Poffin. Look what happened with Earthen Vessel. As soon as Prismatic Evolution came out, those went from $2-3 cards down to basically bulk pricing because so many more became available. So I don't know what print runs look like on this Mega Battle Deck for Mega Gengar, but even if it's somewhat substantial and people are cracking a bunch because they want the Mega Gengar and they want that Haunter illustration rare, those cards that are in
in there, those staple cards that are used for competitive play, are going to bring the price points down. So if you're somebody who's been waiting and holding on to your Night Stretchers and Arvins and even the Lilies that as you continue to open up Mega Evolution, I would recommend moving off of them now. Don't be hesitant to make a TCG player account just because it deals with money. Sometimes you just need some money to help grow your collection. You're not doing anything weird by selling off your extra cards to help grow your collection. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Also, if you want to trade them in, you can get to a local league and trade them to competitive players who are in your area. I mean, a Night Stretcher that's selling for $2 or $3 is an equal trade for a lot of the megas that just came out in Mega Evolution, because a lot of those are already priced at, $1 or $2 now that so much has been opened. You look at a card like Mega Kangaskhan selling for between $1 and $2, basically an even trade with a Night Stretcher. So utilizing your collection and what you currently have, but knowing when to do it is really important, because all of a sudden more supply is going to hit the market, and that's going to hurt. So here are the most recent cards from Mega Evolution that I guess have a little bit of value to them, but not much. Like, we look at this Lily's Determination right here, probably the most competitive card in the set as far as the commons and uncommons go, currently selling for $1.35. Then you've got Forest of Vitality currently selling for $1.05. That's it. When it comes to the commons and uncommons that you're sorting or that you're getting to look at when you open up your set and you're chasing for that special illustration rare or mega hyper, a lot of times people just take their bulk and just throw it in without sorting. Like, it's very important to sort as you go. But Lily's Determination, definitely a card that you want to pull out right away. And then if you've got a handful of them, that's $5, $6 that you can then utilize to help grow your collection. There's a lot of potential behind the deck like Lunatone. Kirlia has a little bit of potential because of Gardevoir still being a thing in competitive play. Same thing with Ralts. So while these aren't like super big cards by any means, focusing on Lily's Determination and Force Vitality, that's going to be important. And I know a lot of people are like, I don't want to focus on dollar cards. It's not worth my time. And maybe it's not, and that's fine. But I can tell you, I built a business off of doing stuff like this. So I know that it was worth my time to get to where I am. So it really all depends on what your ultimate goal is as you continue growing. If maybe you don't have to be a business owner, but if maybe you're somebody who wants to get a Poncho Pikachu, or you're somebody who wants to get a Rayquaza Gold Star PSA 9, like, this is going to help. This is taking baby steps, setting a goal, setting a time, like a frame to get there. Yeah, there's probably going to be more lucrative ways to do it, but this is low risk, high reward over time. I'm telling you, it's worth the effort that you put into it at the beginning. There's a lot of cards that you might have not noticed in your bulk boxes, whether they be current or might have a little bit more age to them. So if you're somebody who goes around to stores and goes around to shows and you're looking through bulk boxes and things like that, these are some cards that you may want to pull out and just like utilize then to help grow your collection. So Hilda, which was just recently released in White Flare, has gone up a little bit. It started up a little bit higher than this, but over the last month, it's grown about 14 more percent. It's currently selling for $2.64. Now, that's not as high as it's been, but still, if you have 4 or 5 or 6 extras of these lying around in your bulk box and you're like, I didn't even think about sorting this, like, that's an extra $10 to $12. And while that might not be a lot, an extra $10 to $12 to grow your collection can work really well. And if you've got a handful of different variants that are worth, $2, $3 a piece, like, that could be a $50 bill right there that you could be utilizing.
Couldn't be happier.
It's more important than ever that you lift everyone's spirits. As only you can.
Does that do what I think it does? No. No way! I'm obsessulated.
The wand really sells it.
Because happy is what happens.
Linda, the girl!
And all your dreams come true.
It's the Wicked Witch!
You can wave that wand all you want, but you have no real power.
I'm a public figure now. People expect me to
Lie?
be encouraging.
You can't resist this.
Who could?
You know who could.
There's a house, and it's flying through the sky. I'm off to see the wizard.
Bring me the room of the Wicked Witch of the West. So I have proof that she's dead.
Stop this. It's gone too far. Elphaba, they're coming for you.
Just look at me. Not with your eyes, with theirs.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason. Here's the plan. I have no plan.
Well, I do.
Oh, thank Oz.
Haven't you heard? I'm the Wicked Witch of the West.
The comet pulls the morning as it passes the sun, like a seed dropped by a skybird in a distance.
This is the work of the Wicked Witch.
Who can say I've been changed for the better? Because I knew you.
What have you done to me?
Because I knew you. Because I knew you. I have been changed. Think of what we could do together. For
to help grow your collection. So Hilda, definitely on the climb a little bit. Here's the air balloon. This was printed in Black Bolt, so this is currently selling for $1 and a penny. Again, not huge, but this also goes to show you why it's important to look at those full art item cards that were just printed in Mega Evolution. Cards like Air Balloon, cards like Night Stretcher. Those are big cards that are used for competitive play. And now that there's a full art textured version, a lot of players are going to want to utilize maybe all of them or maybe just a one of in their deck, so that way it makes it more easily searchable when they're looking through and checking what cards are prized. So cards like this are a big deal, and this was also printed in the Sword and Shield era. So you might have a yellow bordered version of this card as well. That one also selling for almost $1. So taking those cards out and utilizing them to help grow your collection is really important. Here's Counter Catcher. This is going to be around for a while yet. Paradox Rift, probably on the verge right now of rotating, probably not going to rotate. We don't know for sure exactly how rotation is going to be, but it might be safe for another year and a half yet. Counter Catcher currently selling for $1.68. So having a couple dollar bill right here with Counter Catcher as you're going through your bulk boxes, pulling those out and then moving off of them or trading them in, maybe trading them to your local game store or trading them with other collectors, other players, could go a really long way to helping grow your collection. So Counter Catcher is another one that you want to look at. Luminous Energy, which is probably on the outs, like it was printed in Paldea Evolve. Paldea Evolve will probably rotate in the spring of next year. We'll see what happens, but Luminous Energy, an important card in competitive play. And you can see right now, selling between 200 or 300 copies on a weekly basis on TCG Player. Like that's a really big deal. That's a lot of cards that are selling every day. A lot of Luminous Energies. This was also printed a lot in those pre-release kits, those build and battle boxes. So you might have a lot of Luminous Energies that you're sitting on. That's another $1 every time you pull one out. So thinking about it that way and being like, okay, well, I can move all these or trade off of all these, or maybe I can go on Facebook Marketplace or Burbank City Gym and move off some of these. Like that can add up. It really, really can. So $1.03 right now, again, not a lot. There's also some older cards too. You can pay attention to different formats for Pokemon, like the Gym Leader Challenge format, which may have some competitive cards that you have lying around in your bulk boxes. So a card like Guzma, which was really big in Burning Shadows because of its ability to switch out your opponent's Pokemon and then switch out your active Pokemon afterwards. Like it was just a really important card, kind of like what we see with Boss's Orders or even at the time Lysander. So Guzma a very important card, kind of going up and down, but good in GLC. You can see at the beginning of August, it fell down to $2.68, but right now it's sitting at $3.15. So while it's not like huge growth, we're not talking gigantic growth by any means, but we're looking at a $3 card that's just an uncommon that you might have lying around in your bulk box, or you might see in bulk boxes out and about that you want to take note of, that you might want to take. Here's a Float Stone from Breakthrough, and there were two different variants of Float Stone. This one, and then there was a Plasma Freeze.
Meet the Parks. They make bank with EQ Bank. With EQ Bank, they can open up to 8 different accounts, so they can save the way they want for what they want. Way to grow, Parks. Make bank.
I think it was Plasma Freeze that also had a Float Stone that's actually worth about $1 more than this one. So Float Stone, a big card in GLC format, which isn't necessarily a format that is going to help people qualify for Worlds, but it's a format that a lot of people do enjoy playing. And they have events. They have events at LGSs, and they have events even at Pokemon regional tournaments where they're just fun prizing events that you can play GLC, play an older format, and utilize some of these cards that were printed a long time ago. So Floatstone, a really cool card that helps lower the retreat cost for any Pokemon that it's attached to. You can see it fell down to about $4.90 at the end of August, and now it's gone back up. Yeah, it's not $6.22 anymore, but it's still $5.84. So you're looking at about $6 for every Floatstone that you have lying around in your book boxes. And if you have one from Plasma Freeze, that's worth $1 more. So you might, if you're not playing it, you might as well move off of it. Then you've got cards that have just kind of shot up for no reason, like the Imakuni from Generations. Like this card was an 83-cent card for a really long time, jumped up 440% now over the past year. Not a whole lot of liquidity on it, like not moving a lot, but it's all of a sudden $4.48. So you've got another almost $5 card that you could be finding in your bulk boxes that you might want to pull out. Here's Mysterious Treasure from Forbidden Light, which was really important back during that era with Malamar. Back in July, it was only selling for $1.51. Now it's 44% higher than that, so selling for $2.18. A little bit off of its high, but still a card that if you have multiples of, or if you're sitting on extras of, it's $2 every time you find one. So it's important to look at those and not include those in the cards that maybe you're giving away or you're bulking out. And then you've got Bicycle. We talked about this one earlier from Plasma Storm. In July, this was selling for $5.06. Now it's selling for $5.73. So it hasn't always been like, it's not this card that's growing hundreds of percent like what we see from a lot of other cards. And it might not be the coolest card in the world, but it's a card that it helped. Especially during its era, during its format. So now currently selling for $5.73. Just another card that you can move off of. And there's also some holographic rares that maybe you have sitting around in bulk boxes that you didn't know about. Like this Dragonite from Roaring Skies that's currently selling for $12.23. These Delta cards are very cool. Swampert is another example of a card that's selling for over $20 that you might have extras of if you've been saving, bulk holographic rares for a long time. And now might be the time that you're like, well, I'm going to use this, sell off my extras of these, or look for them when I'm out and about. Make a mental note that if I'm going through bulk boxes, I want to try and find some of these cards. Like if I go past it. Here's a Gengar holographic rare from Crimson Invasion. So Crimson Invasion, not a really cool set, but this is Gengar. Gengar's a really cool Pokemon, and because of the love for Gengar right now, cool artwork on this card. It's jumped up 84%. It's currently sitting at $10.82. So if you have extra bulk, or if you're looking through bulk boxes, now you know, well, if I find a Gengar from Crimson Invasion, I should pull that out. Like Crimson Invasion is not that old of a set. You might find bulk lying around. I didn't want to add any cards in here that are going to have a ton of age to them, because the likelihood of finding them in bulk is less likely than some of these newer sets, like the Greninja from Unbroken Bond. So this one's jumped up about 51% over the past 3 months. Is currently sitting at $7.88. So another holographic rare worth about $7.88. And the last one that I wanted to look at was the Snorlax right here. You can look at all these on your own, all the holographic rares. You can change the filters on TCG Player. Like, I seriously recommend just sitting down and playing with TCG Player just to see all of these different cards. I know it's not always like the coolest thing in the world, how Fanny spends hours, a week going through TCG Player to see what's moving and what's making a lot of noise. But that's something that interests me. And this was something that I did for years to help grow my Pokemon card collection. So that's why I want to talk about it and recommend it, because while $1 or $2 might not be worth your time, I promise you, over the course of years of doing it, or even weeks, months, like, it can really add and help offset the craziness that's going on in the market right now. So this is just a Snorlax from Vivid Voltage, a relatively new set. It's jumped up about 30%. It's currently selling for $1.37. So not a lot, right? Like, it's only worth the same as like the Mega Kangaskhan from Mega Evolution, but that's not bad when you factor in it's just a holographic rare. Like, it's just a holographic rare that you probably thought of as a bulk card, or a lot of people did. So finding it and moving it, it's all about dollars and adding dollars, turning those dollars, rubbing those dollars together, turning them into $5 bills, then doing the same to turn them into $10 bills, and then you grow from there. You see a lot of content right now that's instant gratification, where you see somebody trading something or selling something in these first edition fossil boxes or these big PSA 10 slabs, and you're like, I want to get into Pokemon and I want to do that, and that's great. But sometimes it's better and less risky to work your way up to it. And I promise learning this stuff will help keep you happy. It helps keep you busy. And then eventually you'll be growing your collection based off of these decisions that you're making now. So I wanted to share that information. I think it's really important. I love talking about this stuff. So I hope you enjoyed it too. If you did, please hit that subscribe button down below. Share the video. Leave a like. Leave a comment. Do all the things. Ultimately, I just love you guys. I want you to be happy. I want you to enjoy the hobby. I know it's difficult right now. So it's just about trying to figure out different ways that we can. So I hope you did enjoy the content. We'll be back again tomorrow with another video. Till next time, love you guys. Peace.
My name is Sumit Kraya and I sold my car with Clutch. The process with Clutch was super simple and very efficient. The Clutch team came over with their truck. They just took a look around my car. They handed me the bill of sale. Absolutely no hidden fees at all. They promised me something. They gave me the exact same thing. Whenever I asked a question, they came back right away. I would definitely recommend Clutch 100% because the experience is phenomenal. I just felt so accomplished and happy after selling my car with Clutch.
Babe, I have something to confess.
Hey, this many people show
Can you pause that, please?
for a lost kid they don't even
What are we watching? I can't get any copyright strikes. I may or may not have bought some PokeRev packs with your card again. So Nick Newman knows me.
Sure.
I'll pay you back?
Okay. Plus interest.
Plus interest? Why don't you put some socks on? You're some kind of
Can you put them on for me?
wild animal? Oh boy.
As always, guys, on these types of openings, I'm going to be giving away one of these Crystal Tier PokeRev 8.0. As you can see right there, 8.0, version 8. I'm going to be giving one of these away to a lucky subscriber, guys. So stick around to the end of the video. Like the video if you're feeling, generous. And then stick around to the end. David's going to tell you what you got to do to win this bad boy. And I will ship this right out to you. Well, it's actually this one specifically, but go to the table. This is always what happens. Word vomit. I don't know what I'm saying. Camera's jacked up. Let's fix everything. Bada boom, bada bip. We're opening up 6 of these. So just so we're clear, okay? And that way there's no naysayers and grandstanders. That way there's no naysayers and grandstanders watching saying, oh, he's just opening up his friend's bag. I was actually, oh boy. Oh.
You rigged this whole thing.
I've been buying these since before I've been, what is all this? What is all this? Look at all this literature. Look at all this. Damn. New stickers. I'm all about stickers, guys. Listen, when you make stickers, you recognize sticker game and you appreciate sticker game right off the rip. Damn, that looks good. Do that. I am in the current condition of things. I am out of the game when it comes to the mystery product because it is just, it's too hard to keep up. It's too hard to keep up. I can't get the amount of product. That is a pretty solid lineup. I'll say that myself. I mean, my last one, it's just not good. It's just hard. It's just hard, man. Everything's so expensive. Beautiful, beautiful lineup. Yeah. Gold pack. What are we even talking about? Let's see. Wizards of the Coast, Diamond and Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Black. Good God. Okay, so the gold tier is insane. Scarlet and Violet era for green. That's expected. Sword and Shield era. Everything's just kind of bumping up. This is what I was experiencing with mine. And then we have, let's see, Sun and Moon era. So probably Sun and, I used to use the word merge because I didn't know what else to say, man. The higher end Sun and Moon, I get that. XY, and then the rest of the Pokemon TCG and Gold, and then Crystal tier 1 in 200, and then introducing new Mega bonus. Good God. Okay, there's the Rainbow. Let's see, the Rainbow Chase. So that's like, I think, oh, that's one of everything. That's right, one of everything. And then let's see. Is there the throwback still? I don't know if there's a throwback still. There's just so much in these, man. This is like mystery on mystery on mystery. I just want to get a keychain, to be honest, just so I can rep my buddy and put him on my keys. But yeah. Ordered under my wife's name, as always, her credit card to have some kind of, you know, some kind of deception. We're going to save that till last. Let's throw that there. Let's just start off right with Destined Rivals, man. Let's just rifle through these. We are going to open up. I don't care what I get. As I always do, I open up every single pack. The only one I ever contemplated not opening, oh God, is I did buy 5 of the diamond tiers, if you guys remember those. So that had a chance at a first edition pack. I've never actually held a first edition pack ever. So let alone hold it, I was saying to myself, if I ever were to, which I didn't pull, just, I mean, obviously you guys would have known about that. I didn't pull, because I only got like 5 or 10 of them, I think, but never pulled a first edition pack. And I said if I did, I would have to have a real conversation with myself and truly understand, you know, if I could mentally bring myself at the time, because it was like at the time it was like a $9,000 pack, I think. I wonder if it's still the same. But beautiful Nidoking, dude, 151, just so good, man. 151 is just so freaking good. You just can't beat it. Yeah, 151 is it, man. So good. Love that artwork. Nidoking IR. I remember seeing this Nidoking the first time. I'm like, damn, that's a good one. That's a good artwork. All right. Obviously, we started out insane. I'm just gonna go down the road.
I was leaving work. Out of nowhere, this beautiful beam of light shined towards me.
It was huge inside, full of futuristic technology.
As it whisked me away, a sense of calm washed over me.
It's monitoring the world around us.
It took me to distant worlds, thousands of kilometers away.
And before I knew it, I was downtown.
The new 2025 Subaru Crosstrek, the true urban legend.
And then see what...
This looks suspicious.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Bro, this is gonna be... Oh God. Oh no. Listen, guys, I'm telling you, I bought 7, 1 to give away, 6, as I always do. I've always been very lucky with these. I will say that. I've always been very lucky. Before and after. There's been a few where I've gotten totally wrecked. But I have been very lucky with these, even before I knew the guy. So yeah, and we do the thing similar, man. We do the master cases, and then, you know, go in randomly. Except when good or bad things happen to people that I know that used to buy my mystery products, it was my wife's fault because she was the one fulfilling. And I would pack. I would say I need 10, and then she would randomly get the 10 out of a perfectly placed case. That way everyone got a good that way everyone got a true shot at wait, what? Oh, I was like, what just happened? And I didn't realize that we're in prismatic evolutions. Lineup has been good, man. Prismatic, so like I couldn't even get my hands on enough product right now probably to even make a lineup this good. That's why I had to just bow out for right now. The very last time I did a mystery product, it was a high roller, and that was even all of that stuff. Okay, we got, this is all I wanted. I just want a rainbow keychain. What are the chances of the keychains? Let's see. Classic low crystal rainbow. Okay, so 1 in 50, but not every pack comes with. What is this now? Remove blue protective film. Bro, this man is single-handedly keeping the business card business in business. Say that 3 times fast. All right. I just want a. Are these sealed too? Oh my god. Okay, not sealed. I was gonna say, where do you even get little baggies this small? Be a rainbow. Okay, we got this is regular, right? 1 in 5. Okay, this is a 1 in 5, or is this crystal? Maybe this is crystal. I got a 1 in 10. No matter what happens,
regular.
on my keychain, without a shadow of a doubt. All right, let's see our. Okay, sticker. There's so much stuff in there. I wonder what the value of this is. Street value, probably a modest $94. That's my guess. All right, prismatic again. I just found out that in Prismatic Evolutions, you pull a God pack, okay? The chances, so if you've ever done it out there, if you're watching at home and you've pulled a God pack, the chances at home, just so you know, is 1 in 2,000, okay? The chances are 1 in 2,000 to pull a God pack. So I don't know if that's true or not. That is absolutely absurd as far as I'm concerned. That's very hard to do. But yeah, 1 in 2,000. Damn. Good luck. Down the road right now, this may seem like this is what happened with my packs. Okay, so I introduced, because I had to, Scarlet and Violet early on for some of my mystery packs. The Scarlet and Violet is just going to age so nice. I mean, look at the artwork, man. Morpeko, IR. Scarlet and Violet's going to age so well just because it is top of mind for a lot of people that came into the hobby. It is, artwork-wise, absolute. We are in a Leonardo, Michelangelo, not the Ninja Turtles, okay? The artists. We are in a renaissance of artwork right now, and it's not even close, man. It's not even close. We are in a renaissance, an absolute beautiful time to be alive, to be in the hobby as far as artworks go. Obviously, the hobby's tough. Red, okay? So we're gonna get the full tree here. We literally have pulled a rainbow pack, but out of 4 packs. Beautiful. Love to see that. Okay. But I have one of these. I have another one of these. Times are tough. Like the hobby's crazy in that sense. Be a rainbow. David! Confetti explosion! Rainbow is going on the keychain. No matter. Maybe I like the crystal better. Maybe I like the crystal. I don't know. More rare or more crystal? I'm going to put this up on my Discord. I'm going to start the bidding, guys, at $242. I'm going to start the bidding at $242 in Discord. Go throw your bids in ASAP. But I know it's like a tough time right now to be in the hobby, but once I'm hoping, the only thing I can think of is maybe, have a couple like less hyped out sets, maybe something along those lines where it's just not as crazy and scalped.
Okay.
And like just cool down a little bit, maybe divert the attention a little bit to something else. And this is truly unbelievable. Not even anything on the back. This is truly. This is a madman's.
A collector.
Of a madman. Okay?
We need these ones added ASAP, please.
I wouldn't even know where to do that. I wouldn't even know how to create the graphic that would show a Pokerev hand peeling off a sticker on a keychain. It is a true miracle what's happened there. All right, come on. Give me that Pikachu one time that I've never pulled ever. No, not it. All right, give me what? So good. So good. It's so good. Always feels like you're getting a hit out of this set. That's fitting. That's fitting for the man's pack that I'm opening. That is fitting. All right. Next one. Better be a greener. We're gonna get some.
Never sacrifice bedtime for party time. Get serious about sleep at Sleep Country.
Being a student means making the most of every moment.
Even on a budget.
So we're saying yes to late night movie runs and memories that don't break the bank. Yes to creating a space that feels good to work and live in without overspending. It's so much easier to say yes when your money's in check. So the new preferred package for students and youth checking account helps me with exactly that. The Scotiabank's preferred package for students.
Hey. What's up, folks? Anybody still in here?
Say yes to the richest years of your life your way with the preferred package for students and youth.
Hello?
Definitely looks suspicious.
Oh, what's up, chat?
I can't wait. Paldean Fates. Journey Together. Obsidian Flames. Surging. Beautiful lineup. Give me the Bubble Mew, and then that's it. There's gonna be pitchforks. There's gonna be fire makers. Okay, Palmy IR, the most common IR. I think there's like 2 of these for every one of every other IR in this set. All right, Journey Together, another beautiful set, kind of lost in translation. I'm getting I literally have pulled a full Rainbow Plus in the mystery packs. This is truly incredible. All right, Surging Sparks. Let's go that way, and then we'll get into Obsidian. Swablu. All right, let's do Obsidian Flames. Charizard, yes. Little. No, I already saw. That's pretty dope artwork. I like that. At some point, I need to take a second and appreciate the commons and uncommons. All right, Destined Rivals. Mewtwo. Easy work. Watch this. Boom. No. Just kidding, guys. Just a Roserade Hollow. No bueno. All right. So this last one, because you guys have already seen it, truth be told, I got a little excited when I was carving open. I use an X-Acto knife sometimes that's in the garage when I carve open boxes, and I got a little overzealous with it. So just full disclosure. It just so happened that one was last, but got a little overzealous with an X-Acto knife, just so we're clear. Just so we know. I mean, I would never purposefully do that. I saw that and I was like, God damn it. All right, I'm gonna put that there. So we got 2 greens, 1 red, 2 silvers, and 1 gold. I am getting the lion's share of activity for the bag situation. We're gonna be opening up some absolute heat. My one hope is that there's somehow, and I don't know why, I just want to see Platinum Arceus for some reason. I haven't opened that set. I have a few packs, and they have been literally like D-Gen calling me in the night, waking me up in the middle of the night, and I'm waking up in cold sweats, wanting to open that set. I don't know what it is, but something is calling me. Something's like, hello, hola, okay? Calling me. Surging in. Okay, let's go Surging. Absolutely killer lineup as far. Ooh. All right. Full art Flygon. I thought it was a Pikachu. I thought it was a possible Pikachu situation, but full art, full crown, full Infinity Gauntlet, snap you into nothing. Flygon with the helmet. I'm kind of excited. Terrestrial form. It grew on me watching my son play the video game, playing the video game a little bit with my son, watching a little bit of the cartoon with my son here and there. It has grown on me. I will say, is that an SIR? God bless America. Ethan's Adventure. Dude. SIR from space. Beautiful, beautiful full art. I've never pulled this at a Destined. That is dope, man. Love that. See? Always pulling through. He's just always pulling through for me. Beautiful. Freaking beautiful artwork. I love to see that. All right. I don't know what I was saying. Let's get the greens out of the way, and then we'll go in for more. Okay, we got Paradox. Let's get the other green, and then we'll go red. You know, We'll go in the order, okay? All right, Stellar. So what are we looking for? The turtle, the tortuga. Let's get the tortoise out of the way, and then we'll go. I can't. There's something about. I just can't. I can't pass this up, David. I got you. No worries, buddy. I got you. I can't pass up the opportunity, bro. Look at that artwork.
Can you do your best Electabuzz?
There we go.
Nick, do the totem.
What? Wait, what? Wait, can you do that one more time? I can't pass up the opportunity. Every Electabuzz, that's what goes through my head. I can't pass the opportunity up. Lucario EX was the EX. Have I been giving you guys the code cards? I do not know. I do not know, but what I do know is that I might be the best. I'm in some kind of fuego caliente pum pam pam. Okay? Mucho calor. Pero no estés sentados, por favor. Iron Valiant. Gold card. Easy work. Easy game. Light snack. I can't be stopped lately. It's actually crazy. Maybe this goes along with just the level of fuego. The level of fuego. I'm going to tell you.